Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 20th episode of ICC Biz Live. I'm here, Dr. Rajesh Ghosh, an technological economist from uh, Indian Chamber of Commerce. And sitting across me is a great personality, Jayjit Biswas. He's a chartered accountant. He's a CISA system auditor from abroad. He's a cybersecurity and compliance leader in an Indian multinational company. He is a chartered accountant and certified information systems auditor, recipient of the prestigious 18th ICAI Award for outstanding contributions to his profession. He has over 25 years experience in IS auditing, IT controls, SOX compliance and management consulting. Has a long-standing career at Tata Motors, where he notably served as head of IT controls and business continuity management, a trusted advisor on cybersecurity and SAP GRC within the automotive major. Founder of the Kolkata ISACA chapter, serving membership director for 2 years. He's the founder of the Elite Wave 3 Forum since February 2022, of which I am also a part, a high impact community with over 1,000 members spanning blockchain, crypto, metaverse, and regulatory domains. He's a frequent speaker and contributor at global events advocating for cybersecurity. Now, welcome, Mr. Biswas. Welcome to Indian Chamber of Commerce, our members and our audience. Now, I will begin with the questions. Our topic of discussion today is cybersecurity, and the first question is: cyber attacks have evolved beyond malware. We cannot understand. Our systems cannot detect that seems to be a normal software, with malware-free attacks rising to 79%. Undetected by systems in 2024. How should Indian businesses rethink their security priorities?
First of all, thank you for giving me opportunity. I am privileged and honored to be part of this session. Coming to the question that malware is an advanced form of virus. Nowadays, the malware is not fully seen in the market because post COVID, the threat detection and everything has changed. So, the SaaS based attack, cloud based attack, behavioral pattern attack, phishing attack, social engineering attack, these are the things which has taken a center stage, that the malware. So majorly the phishing link, to understand what is behind any phishing link and malware, we very cautious about social engineering attack, that digital arrest and all those scams which are happening most. That's why that malware attack has gone behind the stage, more or less phishing attack, ransomware attack, and all those stuff is taken the center stage and almost contributing 79% of the attack. That is why it is almost behavioral pattern. XDR, EDR are the tools which can detect these with the advanced anomaly detection and all those stuff. So that we are old school guys, we can understand I love you virus in Y2K, in the era of Y2K and all those stuff that has gone, that clicking and virus and affecting the system. Now that it has taken a different shape altogether with a ransomware and all the stuff. Over to you next.
But sir, why are people falling to such attacks? I mean, do they have something hidden?
The in
What
our
interview? Why do they give in? If I was threatened with an email that if these things are, I just ignored it. I knew I have not done anything wrong, so why should I give in?
No, the thing is that it is a part, a mixed bag of social engineering, creating a panic, creating a lure of earning money, something social engineering and behavioral. That's why I talked about behavioral attack. That it is creating some panic, either panic. So think, pause, act. What in our terminology in cyber security world we call think, pause, and act. Don't overrush yourself to click link, WhatsApp link, email link, SMS link. Before you know, that's why yesterday only there was a issue came up. You see in our group that there was a WhatsApp survey done by Maharashtra Home Ministry Department. I was very scared to do the survey because it takes me to a link. So I have sent directly to our group whether I questioned is it a legitimate link to do the survey or not. Then our Brijesh Singh, the IPS and Principal Secretary of Maharashtra government, do some investigation and told in the group it's a legit link. So you see, instead of mine, if someone layman got that link, he could have been directly go to that survey and do the survey. But being in this profession for 20 years, we only understand and educated our family members also that always think, pause, and act. Even WhatsApp video call, the digital arrest scam and all those stuff. What is happening? That the layman, the fraudster always want that you should come into a WhatsApp video call and give the OTP or something like that. Then they can take up your bank accounts, personal data, everything, and hack your accounts or taken over your phone altogether. So, clone, it is happened with my sister-in-law also. Her entire phone has been taken over through the WhatsApp video call because of ignorance or creating some panic. And what happened, it came from a fake Godrej customer care number.
My God.
He got that Godrej customer care number from Google. He called up because they have purchased one fridge. They wanted a demo. He called up a fake number. From that number, that person wanted a video converted into WhatsApp video call. But fortunately, my brother-in-law was there in front of her. He saved her for not to convert the audio call into a WhatsApp video call, and still that phone was compromised. But only thing is that bank account and other thing are not linked with that number, has not been compromised. I am giving us some practical and glaring example how it is happening.
Yes, sir. Now, coming to the next question, with the rise in ransomware and phishing incident, what industries in India are most at risk today and why?
See, only virus and other attacks are got detected at firewall level. Okay, firewall or antivirus level. So attackers are now very smart. What they are doing, they are sending social engineering a phishing attack, like the bill payment system will get a email from CFO, mane clone CFO, to send $50 million or a 5 lakh 5 crore rupees to this vendor code. That vendor code may be linked to a fraudster. These are the phishing and social engineering attack happening in the industry. So, and with you will not understand, you cannot differentiate between original email and the clone email. Just it's a simple one dot or one small SS means Rajastri Ghosh. Only one H will be eliminated. GHOS. Somebody could not understand that this is not Dr. Rajastri Ghosh. They will understand this original registry goes sending an intimation that please send this person, and you are a CFO of a company, likely to be, and you are sending this mail to the bill payment head with a vendor code. Sending it happened, but due to our awareness technology in Tata Motors, that the instantly that person send me that mail, and we got detected that it's a spam phishing mail for creating this. So I am giving some live example how you can education and awareness is the main key, because all about cyber security is a people process technology. The people part is 90%, technology and the process is only 10%. So if you cannot educate your people, you will lose the battle.
So
Only
I
10.
What I understand, all industries are at risk. All of those who are using the digital payment in that case.
All industry are in risk if they are not educating their end user. End user are the key for cyber security, not the technical user. Technical user are the only people who are behind the tool and they are running the tool. Tool is not the only thing. You need to understand what is because that is why the recent attackers are overcoming or bypassing those tools through social engineering attack like phishing and ransomware and all those stuff. Many ransomware behind that phishing link. The phishing is very dangerous type of attack, which phishing means voice cloning and all those stuff, AI based. And SMS SMS is little backward now, but now it's taken over by WhatsApp. So that social engineering attack, because all your technology attack means malware, antivirus and all those are eliminated by Microsoft Defender or any major good antivirus tool. Even password cracking and all those stuff is nowadays is common. Social media, social engineering attack is the biggest ploy, because 99% of the end user can be educated, but if one person click the link, it will run across your network. So it is very difficult to educate all of your end user. So attackers are exploiting the lack ignorance and the lack of knowledge of the end user only, and it is very difficult to educate, and this building that culture in MSME, cyber MSME or a tier 2, tier 3 companies, very difficult because it needs a business oriented cyber security training. I am not telling, because if you do a technological training, that will go above the head of the end user. End user, I am telling, we are running the cyber security training in our workshop, not in the workshop itself, not only to the white collar person, we are doing with the blue collar person, because latest threat is IoT and OT. That is industry 4 and IoT and OT, that the blue collar people are operating in that field. We are now gradually training at the ground level, going, our consultants and the trainers are going directly to the blue collar people and giving them the cyber security end user knowledge.
Very valid points, sir. Business-oriented cybersecurity training that we are seeking in our chamber will not understand in common business dealings what is a cyber attack. Instead of our technological training, you people are running the technological show. Yes, we are the gap is in business. How it can attack our businesses. So much more awareness campaign are needed. What I get from you. Now,
Yes.
my next question is, how has the trade landscape changed in the last 12 months for Indian companies in the context of remote work,
It,
cloud, and
it,
SaaS adoption?
yes, it's happened after COVID. COVID COVID brings a new concept of hybrid working. Hybrid working, 2 days office, 3 days from working from home. So you need the 3 4 concept came up here, that people are moving very fast to SaaS platform, cloud-based platform, and your entire data is given to the cloud service provider. So you need to understand what is their security posture, or whether they are giving you SOC 1, SOC 2, ISO 27001 certified or not, where their data are located, and whether they have implemented zero trust architecture or not. So all the last 12 months, after last 5 years almost after the COVID, the zero trust architecture means say no, challenge yourself. What is zero trust architecture? Means not trusting anyone. First you say
Absolutely.
no, and it brings two things: multi-factor authentication and single sign-on. And every time you are logging to a device, you will be challenged. That means you will have to enter the OTP or the authenticator code. that
Right.
earlier in Big Four using the RSA key, token key, physical hardware attached to the laptop, and whatever
Right.
code is showing in the RSA key, they are entering into. I am talking about 2005-6 era. But nowadays, Microsoft Authenticator, Google Authenticator are there. These are part of a first step of your zero trust technology. I am giving you. Recently, you heard about 19 billion password got compromised through Facebook, Google, and Microsoft. Recently, 1 month back, there was a authentication code came a pop up in my Microsoft Authenticator that someone tries to use my Microsoft personal account from Bangladesh, and they need a code. Instantly, when I understand that somebody, that means I understood that my Microsoft personal account user ID password got breached, compromised. Because how can someone from Bangladesh can use, as because I am using Microsoft Authenticator tool, the code has to be filled up by me, or I have to tell that this log this login is valid. That's why when I negated it, then I understood somebody was trying to use my password. So in every sphere, I am giving you an advice, not only at corporate level, at personal level. Always use two-factor authentication. Use Google or Microsoft Authenticator for your social media accounts, all your personal and the banking account. Banking accounts always backed up by 2FA or a SMS code, all those stuff. But the world is moving to a zone where passwordless area will come up. Passwordless society. Over to you, Dr. Roy.
But passwordless will give us protection.
Password, it will be inbuilt. It will be all, it will be either through biometric, it will be either through two-factor
Okay.
authentication and all those stuff. I am not
Okay.
telling
Okay.
password
I
will
get
be
it. Okay.
taking a backstage. Password you
Okay.
need not to, because you have might be there is a term called keylogger. Keylogger is that virus if comes through a PDF or a Word file, and a keylogger is sitting, then whatever you type, they will clone it and they can use your password. So passwordless era is coming to avoid this keylogger and all those stuff.
I get it, sir. Get it. Now, next question is, with the Digital Personal Data Protection Act now enacted, what are the key compliance steps Indian companies should urgently take, especially MSMEs?
See, DPDP Act is a Indian version of GDPR. Okay, the
Right.
main component of DPDP Act is the privacy by design. But unfortunately, Indians are not like British or Western world, where privacy by design is there. If you ask something from a British person, they will never give it until unless they understand the context. That means consent. That means whenever you share your data, it should be explicit consent and knowing why you are sharing the data. Means the concept of DPDP Act is that there will be data principle.
Right.
That means you are the data. If I am asking your data, you are the data principal. If I am holding your data, I am the data processor, a data fiduciary. And if on behalf of me some third party IT company is processing your data, they are data processor. But data processor and data fiduciary has a responsibility to the data owner, that
Right.
before taking your data, I will take your consent. When I am taking your consent, I will say for what purpose I am taking your data, what purpose I will use your data, and how long I can keep your data. And you have a right to revoke your consent, means right to forget clause. That is the thing. But the unfortunate part of the thing is that in India we are sharing so much of data in social media and all those stuff, and we don't know our privacy. We don't know what to share, what not to share. That is the difficulty. by design in the tier 2 tier MSME industry and other. They gave it without knowing what and why are they are giving the data to Google, to Facebook, to any other platform for their business. If they see, if I go to the Google ads, launch my app, and I can gain 10 crores of business, they will not mind in compromising their data privacy to Google. That is the fear. They, because the business first, not privacy first mentality will defeat the purpose of DPDP Act. The first thing is that India as a country, we need to embrace the culture of privacy by design. Privacy by design means we need to understand what is the private element in my whole sphere, in a corporate life, in a personal life, in a social life. We are, and our physical footprint is very less. Our digital footprint means we are having a digital twin. Our social media postures are 95% now in my. How many of you, everyone you know in your community, wherever you are residing in your Calcutta society or a flat or something, nobody knows nowadays everyone. But in social media, you are known to 30. Say I have 31,000 LinkedIn followers. Everybody knows me in LinkedIn. But my next door neighbor doesn't know me in my, because I do not go out. So physical footprint has been compromised by digital footprint, and the digital footprint is DPDP Act or a GDPR. That is why the privacy by design and the concept brought by Indian industry and all, that we are selling too much of data to our neighboring countries and other to make up digital profiling. They know everything about you if you expose everything you're in your social media. They know when you are going out, when is your vacation. Everybody in a Facebook, I am traveling to Shillong, I am traveling to this, and everybody knows that this person is not. There was a happening, there was a dacoity and all those stuff happened in Pune in some flats during vacation time. In MSME, the thing is that business first is good, but it has to be mixed with the privacy also. That is the challenge of DPDP Act.
Very good learning point from you, sir. I would like to share one example where Indian Chamber of Commerce gave a representation to the government. We in a roundtable found that from our ports, export data is being stolen, and that given to a neighboring country, and they use it to undercut our items of export, and we lose export orders. And so but this is pure human theft, sir. There is no digital cyber. Just I'm sharing with you. So this,
I think that there has been insider attack, insider theft happened. Somebody has stolen
yes,
your data and sold that data to the neighboring countries.
yes, sir, yes, sir. But this privacy first or business was very good learning point. Now, next question is how can Indian organizations strike a balance between data protection and business innovation under the DPDP Act?
See, first, I already answered it in the last question. Gradually, you need to incorporate the privacy by design concept under DPDP Act. But the question is, in the blockchain and the emerging technologies, the DPDP Act or the thing, and even in AI, selling all the data may be a deterrent factor for. That is why I was talking to you why Google has done a beautiful job in AI, and but why Apple can't. Apple cannot do through Siri because Apple is privacy by design company, not the business first. They are not collecting your data without your consent, neither you're selling your data. But Google is notoriously very good in the whole paradigm. The last 25 years, they have collected so much of data like Meta or Facebook. that they can build a fantastic AI based on the data lake. They have everything about you. They know everything about you. So the striking of good balance is the innovation oriented. The innovation will come along with the handshake with privacy by design, and you should know ethical AI, ethical representation of IT in the context of AI and IT or digitalization. You should know how much to go, where to pause, where to stop. Then you can embrace both DPDP Act as well as innovation.
Uh, Very true about Google, sir. Whenever I go to e-commerce sites, whatever I scroll, Google keeps a note, and the next time I open the site, similar products get thrown up to me. Yeah, but that is without my consent. Uh, they they track all my scrolling patterns.
They
Now,
are they are stealing your cookies and IP address also, where from you are logging, where from every
yes.
day, every otherwise in a Facebook, when you post some data, why the recent location comes in? they
Absolutely.
they wanted that. They are forcing you in every Facebook post. They are forcing you to put the location. Are you in the house? Are you in the traveling? They are forcing you to put up, and after 1 year they will say, this date last year you are in Shillong, do you want to recall the memory?
Now, what is your projection? What is your estimate for Indian companies? Will we continue to be reactive, or we will become proactive on cybersecurity?
See, BFSI industry, the critical industry means banking, insurance, and other, they are way ahead on the privacy and other. They have already implemented the gap assessment and all those stuff. They have already implemented the privacy policy notice and all those stuff, including the savvy big 50 companies. They have already started implementing DPDP Act based on the proposed rules or a draft rules and all those stuff. But MSME industry, tier 2, tier 3 industry, they are reactive. They are waiting that they will get 2 3 years leverage from the government of India about DPDP Act implement. Like initially GDPR was come up in 2015 16, but the effective date of GDPR was May 2018. So GDPR also gave 2 3 years time to companies to of European companies to implement, because it's not easy. You need to have a privacy policy, you need to have a privacy notice, you need to educate your users, you need to do something. I am giving you the example. You need to classify your personal data with a non-personal data. You have to encrypt the personal data at rest and the in motion. You need to at the time, if someone comes up and asks right to forget clause, you instantly have to delete that data. You have to have a proper data retention policy. So these things are not very only in the act. These are implementing this norms in the practical corporate life. It will take a toll. If you see, you have 20 years in SAP, you have never segregated your personal data with non-personal data. If somebody comes today and asks you that your personal data needs to be encrypted or masked, it will take huge toll in your operations. Your data may be crumbled, your system can shut down, your product may not be sold for next 2 days because system will be inoperative. So it has to be done very in a phased manner, and with a repercussion. It has a other repercussion also, Dr. Ghosh.
Next question. India witnessed a surge in supply chain and third-party breaches. What are some practical ways businesses can build resilience against such risks?
See, 95% of the Indian industries IT systems are outsourced. outsourced, not insourced. So TPRM, third party risk management, is the need of the hour. So third party supply chain attack. Why you see recently in a Kinara Pro, Kirana Pro, that
Mm,
GitHub and the AWS, the person, what happened is Kirana Pro, that disgruntled employee who was terminated by a third party IT service provider has deleted the GitHub repository and the AWS database. Fortunately,
mm.
they have the backup, they can restore it. So the need of the hour is you need to expect same level of security standard, ISMS standard, SOC 1, SOC 2, SSE 18 report, means same level of cyber security principles to be followed by the third party engaged by you. See, Dr. Rajashri Ghosh has a set of cyber security policies, and you are a compliant company. When you are deploying your IT system to Jayjit Biswas, you have a right to ask Jayjit Biswas, boss, I am giving you my entire IT system. I am trusting you. One what ground? That you will be following whatever the IT policies of mine by yourself, or you need to give me a certificate from your independent third party auditor that your system is compliant, and I will verify you before you will be inducted to my company. And during the year I will do 2 times cyber security TPRM checklist audit, third party risk management checklist audit. You have to fill it up with artifacts and show that you are cyber security and the compliant company for the purpose of ISO 27001, SOC 1, SOC 2, and other PCI DSS and whatever means. And it is very difficult to be nowadays to be vendor of a BFSI. It is very difficult to be a IT vendor of a bank. They need to be very much compliant.
So audit, keeping a close watch.
Close
And
watch, and as if that your IT systems, even if it is outsourced by to the third party, you need to behave like you are the boss. They cannot control your system. You have to have supreme control over their system.
the person I need to have in my IT team also needs to be adequately skilled. I cannot compromise there also.
Yes, skill means obviously entire cyber
Otherwise, he
security.
will not be able to audit the third party vendor. He will not be able to catch hold of the third party vendor. If the person is not skilled, I mean, this is a typical MSME scenario I'm describing. Or if the person is not adequately skilled, you will not be able to catch it. Now, coming to the next question, cyber insurance is becoming a boardroom topic. Are we doing cyber insurance sufficiently? I don't know. Do you work with the our MSM is doing it, and do you think cyber
No, no,
insurance is worth it? What is your
no,
opinion on cyber
no, no.
insurance?
Cyber,
How much it is being taken up?
the biggest difficulty of cyber insurance in India is to come up to a premium or a plan. It is a scientific that you need to do a cyber risk quantification before you take a cyber insurance or a
Yeah,
premium to be paid. Until unless you know. So I am telling you, you have to do a cyber risk quantification. That means what is the gap assessment? If your gap is big, premium is big. I am telling you why. While you taking a medical insurance, if you have a BP, if you have a sugar, if you have a cholesterol, your premium is high. That means you have a gap. In similarly, in a cyber risk quantification, when you do to take up a cyber insurance, if your gap is high, your cost of control will be higher than cost of risk. Maybe you will not be breached, but you are paying $50 million premium per year. You understand my point? That means
absolutely.
If your gap is high, then your cyber insurance insurer will come. You have so many vulnerabilities. No, 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 no. I cannot give you a small plan. You have to take a big plan. You have to. I cannot cover you in that way. So your premium. That is the fear that MSME or Tier 2, Tier 3 companies do not take cyber insurance because the premium is so high. Why premium is so high? Your gap is so high. The gaps are more. But for banks or other party, they have to take cyber insurance because the threat landscape of bank and BFSI industry or a automotive autonomous vehicle company and other, their threat landscape is different. MSME's threat landscape is different. If I am in a war zone or a earthquake zone, I will take earthquake protection.
Absolutely.
Similarly, BFSI industry are a high hit cyber security zone. Means every time they are getting attacked by North Korean attacker Lazarus Group
Mhm.
or a crypto exchange, they will take cyber insurance, sir. Because they don't have a choice. If their ransomware attack is coming, they will be getting that benefit of cyber insurance. But what about MSME? I have a very famous quote. You need to be loved by a hacker to be hacked. Means that is I'm telling 20 years before when I got into my first lecture in one of the Symbiosis college. My famous quote was, it is by Jayjit Biswas only, that you need to be loved by the hacker, need to be hacked. If you are not loved, they will not touch you.
Mm.
But FSI industry, now you have seen Wazirex and all those crypto exchange, why they are loved? Because they have a digital asset.
Now my question is, the gap and the premium is high, but do we have adequately qualified person to value the gaps? Cyber
All
value.
only Indian company is led by Saket Modi, the cyber risk in quantification by Safe Security, and what they are in Palo Alto. No, there is no cyber risk quantification company in India, unfortunately. But Indian insurer is taking co-insurance policy with the global insurance to give you cyber insurance.
They are keeping themselves protected also. Okay,
Yes, yes.
that is very what is known as reinsurance or co-insurance, whatever.
Co-insurance.
Now, what role do boards and CXOs need to play in cyber governance today in these days of fast attacks? What is your recommendation for the
First,
board?
first thing is that your cyber security, I am again repeating it, your cyber security posture should be business friendly. You need to have a cyber security in your ERM agenda, মানে enterprise risk management agenda. First, you need to acknowledge that cyber security is a risk. Until unless you acknowledge it as a risk, you will not take as a remediation. Means you know you have a fever, but you are not going to the doctor.
Mm,
First, you need to go to the doctor. Why you need to go to the doctor? To get a prescription.
right,
What is the prescription? That means the remediation plan.
right,
First, a board has to go to the doctor to do for a cyber security gap assessment. And that gap assessment will give you the entire quantum of cyber security exposed risks, means not mitigated risk. Then you have to do a mitigation plan. Then your risk score high, from a high it will come to medium, it will come to low. Then the thing is that if you are an automotive company or any manufacturing company, you are doing a safety drills and your car has a brake, or not
right,
the clutch and accelerator. Why you need a brake? Not for prevention, so that you can pick up your car speed at a 140 or 150 kilometer per hour. You know that is a brake. Otherwise, you will always cautiously drive at 30 kilometer per hour. As
right,
because you have a brake, That means every not only cyber security, and a compliance landscape, all the exposed risk, including cyber security, needs to be acknowledged first by the board. The problem is that to acknowledge it and going for a remediation needs paisa, means implementation. You need to put some money in people, process, and technology, and that's where the problem begins. When there is a money comes into the picture, then it is a cost of control versus cost of risk to the senior management.
हम्म,
मैं ये करूंगा, इसमें फायदा क्या है?
हाँ बिल्कुल.
That is their question. Now the very much brand oriented, brand reputed companies always take a call that if I get breached, like you have seen Tata Power, what happened, like you have seen Equifax, like you
Yes,
have seen Wazirex, that entire breach and all totally eroded their reputation.
yes,
So the ethical company, good companies who are more concerned about their risk posture, brand posture, and all, always take a boardroom agenda and cascading their agenda to the ground level to take the cyber security. But unfortunately, in MSME and the tier 2, tier 3 companies do not acknowledge this as a risk, because at that my famous quote, you need to laugh to get hacked. So they know that we are not that priority to the hackers. My brand is not that big that I will lost money in brand reputation. But one day will come, because of enforcement of law like DPDP Act and all, you need to get notified everything to the government, breach and all. Until unless you are forced by regulation, this tier 2, tier 3 company will not understand the importance of cyber security.
yes, yes. Now we have heard of AI and deep fakes and all that. AI is used both to attack and both to defend. And how can we use AI to protect ourselves like against deep fake phishing or LLM jailbreaks?
Dr. Ghosh, you cannot defend AK-47 with rifle. If you are defending in a BSF in a Kashmir, and jihadis and mujahideen are coming with AK-47, and you are BSF having a rifle of in 1947, you cannot defend your country.
No, I
In
cannot.
the, in the age of AI, you need to deploy AI, agentic AI agents to defend the AI based attacks. AI versus AI. Another is that you need to educate your end user so much that they can differentiate between a manual attack versus AI based attack, because AI and deepfake, and it needs a very high power quantum computing or a supercomputing device. It is not easy. Your red team, there is a concept in cybersecurity: blue team, purple team, and red team. Blue team means who are checking, means defending, detective control. But red team is doing the attack, all time attacking your system to penetrate and see what is the loophole. Purple team is a mix of blue team and the red team. Now we are equipping our red team with a AI based software and tools. So to defend AI attacks, you need a AI, sophisticated AI agents and AI, and you need to know why and where from the attack vectors are coming. It's a very sophisticated question, very technical question. It will go over the head for a layman, but come in 2030, it will be like a bread and butter thing.
Can you name of one AI-based protecting software? AI-based. Can you give the name
No,
of?
no, no. These are all small soft agentic AI and AI agents. I cannot, and ethically I do not mention any brand name to promote anything.
Okay,
So
okay.
so
No,
so
no, I get you, get it. Obviously, ethically, you cannot. Now, the question is, we have a National Institute of Cybersecurity in Pune, Goa, and all that, and we have a strong IT workforce in the in context of India, but still we have a gap of cybersecurity. Why so, and how to address it?
Cyber security is like a marriage without a marriage certificate. Cyber security is a skill. It is not a certificate driven. Even if I am a CISA, CISSP, certified ethical hacker, still I cannot protect my company from Lazarus Group attack, because their cyber security is a skill driven domain. Why there is a skill gap in cyber security? Because there is a skill gap, not a certificate gap. There are many certificates, but that cannot convert the human being with the skills of an ethical hacker. In a cyber security, you need to learn the ethical hacking from the very small age. You know Saket Modi. Saket Modi was a very big ethical hacker before he went to Palo Alto for safe security. Pale Lucidized. He is a very big connection of mine. So, but he is an ethical hacker. Mohit was an ethical hacker. So these people, I am trying to say, you need to bring ethical hackers, bug bounty programs and all into corporate world. They can come into a corporate world without a tie, without just a t-shirt and a ponytail. If you have a privilege to go to Nalcon Goa, or a cyber attackers conference, you will see everybody is roaming around with a bermuda and a t-shirt with a ponytail and with a laptop only, and they are constantly hacking to each other. So it is a skill, and it cannot be derived from a certificate, and you need to imbibe those ethical hackers into your team of corporates. And if you cannot do, you have to launch bug bounty program, that if you find any vulnerabilities, I will pay you 10 million, 5 million or something. Then ethical hackers will breach your computer, and then they will give you the proof. Even Apple does it, Google does it, every big company, Facebook does it. They are launching, because they cannot find proper talent within their internal resource pool of cybersecurity. That's why they are launching bug bounty program.
Huge learning, sir. Huge learning. Now, coming to the next question, what is your view on zero trust architecture? Is it being
I already told in the beginning, MFA SSO, zero trust is nothing but no trust, even if your wife. My first Another thing is that do not share your password to anyone. Password sharing is like a sharing of your wife. If you share your password, you are gone. So zero trust is imbibing that methodology. That methodology only means no trust, and it start with 2FA, single sign-on, network firewall, micro segmentation, and everything in the corporate world. And I told you that Bangladesh event also, authenticator and SSO. So zero trust architecture after COVID, in a hybrid workplace, zero trust architecture is the way of life. You can't avoid it. And in a MSME sector, it has to be gradually adopted based on the risk score of your CMDB. What is CMDB? It is the IT asset inventory. IT asset inventory is nothing but a list of application, list of infrastructure, list of network and firewalls. And you put up a risk, high, medium, low. What is the most business critical? You adopt zero trust for most business critical asset. That is my advice to MSME sector. You cannot do big bang, because you do not have that monetary resources in MSME to put up in cybersecurity domain. Big company can do big bang approach, but for MSME, you need to have a phased, risk-based cost approach.
agree, sir? Now, if you sum up, what are the three cybersecurity capabilities India must build to lead safely?
First one is cyber awareness.
Okay, awareness.
Awareness. Second one, from a compliance part of it, privacy by design. You need to be private. You cannot open up anything. That is second for the
Privacy.
private. First one I told, second one I told, last one is business oriented risk based cyber security implementation.
Business owner. And I mean, what is your aim? Do you have any different advice for tier 2 or tier 3 cities, or this same
My
these three?
my third advice is meant for them only. Business oriented, risk based cyber security orientation program for MSME sector. They need to understand do the gap assessment and do rating the gaps with high, medium, low based on their business focus only. See, healthcare risk cannot be equated with automotive companies risk.
Oh,
Banking risk cannot be meant for jute company risk. So you
true.
need to understand the cybersecurity risk scoring based on your typical company and the sector oriented. Banking sector, automobile sector, steel sector. Every you are very good at Chamber of Commerce running of different sectors. You ask your different sector leads, they have a different priorities in their sectors.
Mm, very true.
So matching the cyber security need with the sectoral needs need a scoring pattern according to the sector and mitigate those risks based on the risk high, medium, low. because
Okay,
because my final word is that cost of control should not be more than cost of risk. Cost of control means whatever you money you put in for cyber security program, and cost of risk means if you got breached, how much you will lose. Say if you lose 20 rupees, you will not put 100 rupees as the cost of control. So, but if your cost of risk is 120, but cost of control is 100, obviously you will put 100 rupees because you will
the
gain 20 rupees.
the same policy we apply for our insurance, life, health, and all.
So that's the same thing. See, everything goes up by dhanda, money.
Then now, sir, I have one pending question. Before that, I will open the platform for any questions from our audience. Any the audience, any questions? You will not get a person like me. One question.
My three advice: be private so that you will be digitally secure. Don't open up yourself unnecessary to unwanted platform. Somadeep has a question, I think.
Anyone else? Any questions? I have one last question for the speaker, but before that, I would like like to know if anyone in the audience has any other question. It seems there are no more questions. No questions from the audience as of now. Okay, audience, I tell you, you are free to send your questions to us at Indian Chamber. We will forward it to sir and reply back to you. Now, the sir, the last question for you is: if you had one message for Indian industry leaders who still see cybersecurity as an IT issue, what would it be? What would be your concluding remark?
Cyber security. My last message that cyber security is not a IT issue at all. It is a business issue. First, acknowledge it as a business risk. It is not a IT risk. It is cyber security is a business risk. Whether you will go to the doctor or not, that is your prerogative. But to get a medicine and get it cured needs some investment. And I already told you will invest or not, depends upon whether you have a fever or a cancer. If you have a cancer, you will certainly go for a medication. But if you have a small fever, you will take a azithromycin for 3 days by your own and get it cured. So,
Absolutely.
my last message is very clear and it is very lucid and non-technical answer.
That is what we don't understand. That cyber is ultimately damaging my business, and the
Reputation,
penalty,
remaining
reputation
reputation.
and the penalties I have to pay are huge, huge, and the losses are huge. Only after we find out bank accounts getting hacked, we realize what wrong we did. But if we are for a corporate, my God, they still think IT it's an IT issue. No, this is a business issue. A very big awareness from you, sir. Very nice, very nice and educative session for us. Now we would like to end it today. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I am coming from Calcutta only. My birthplace is Calcutta. My learnings, everything CA, CISA, become everything I've done from Calcutta. But last 20 years I'm outside Calcutta and staying in Pune now due to the job and all. But Indian Chamber of Commerce Calcutta unit, I give a very big thank you for inviting me, and we have a wonderful session. I hope that your members will be benefited from this session, and we will hope to see more in this forum.
If they see cyber as a business challenge rather than an IT challenge, then they will definitely be benefited from this session, sir. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Am I be permitted to leave?